Welcome back, comic book collectors and enthusiasts. My name is Brandon. You're watching Moncomics. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I got a pretty cool episode this week for you all. I'm not calling it the Mon Mail Mighty 5 because I only got a few of these through the mail. A couple I was actually able to pick up in person, and I've actually got an original piece of art from a small show that I went to. Before I get to this video, I just want to take the time to congratulate Mike from M.O.N.Comics on hitting 10,000 subscribers in a year. That is a milestone that he truly deserves. Really nice dude, really down to earth, doing what he loves, the inspiration for this channel. So Mike, congratulations. I think a lot of my subscribers watch my videos and his. It's always suggested the same when you're watching YouTube. So if you're not in it already, go check out his 10K giveaway. He's giving out some sweet stuff. So go get in on that action. So Mike, couldn't be happier for you, man. You earned every bit of it. Congratulations. The next thing I want to talk about is on the 26th of this month, I'm doing the Big 5 Live. I've got some great creators lined up. It's going to be on the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll run an hour pretty strictly because I'm actually doing another live stream the next day. The live stream the next day on the 27th is the Halloween theme show. I've got a stack of books I've been wanting to show, but I thought it'd be really cool if I did something different that I really haven't seen done, I guess, by a comic YouTuber. I'm a big fan of tattoos. Me and my wife are, as some people may notice. I'm going to have my tattoo artist come to my house, and as I review books, I will be getting my left hand tattooed. Me and my wife are huge fans of Halloween. Any Halloween fans out there? So I'm going to get a cool jack-o'-lantern, and the vines will have my daughter's and my wife's initials in them. And I'm going to attempt to get a tattoo and talk and show comics, and I'm going to have other creators on, and we're just going to celebrate everything spooky season. So please come hang out for that. If you're digging what you see, we're at 950 subscribers, 50 more, and I get to give away a bunch of stuff to a person, one lucky person rather. So please, if you could head down, hit comment on what you thought of my ideas for my live streams, like, subscribe, it's much appreciated. But let's look at some comic books that I got. So this first book I got from a small show at actually in Oneida, New York, which is about a half-hour away from me. There's an antique mall or flea market mall, whatever you want to call it. It's called the Eclectic Chic, and it's actually not that little. It's actually pretty big, and it's got a bunch of booths of vendors in there of all sorts of stuff. They had a comic book show this past Saturday, so I did a long live stream with the Colossus Collector as we shopped on whatnot with some other creators. And the next day, I forgot the show was going on, so I took off while my kids were sleeping. They had, it was pretty small, maybe like, I don't know, 10 vendors there selling anything from comics, toys, sports cards. But I did find some stuff from my friend Mark, who owns and operates Blue Eyes Collectibles on Facebook. And he had a couple books I wanted. I really am trying to stay focused on what I'm buying these days, whether it's keys or stuff I need for runs or covers that I've always wanted, instead of just grabbing a whole bunch of random stuff and just ending up with it. So I got two books from him. One is actually going into that spooky episode I was talking about. The other one is X-Force number 11 from 1992, written by Fabian Nicieza and Rob Liefeld and covered by Rob Liefeld. And the significance of this, it's a pretty cheap key. It's actually the first appearance of the real Domino. Copycat played Domino in New Mutants 98 and maybe another book, I can't remember. But this is a nice, cheap first appearance. I do love Domino. I love this cover. And some of the guys, my friends Rohan and JP, along with Mike from M.O.N.Comics, are playing a game where they go through the Marvel cards from the 90s, and they list off the card, and then if you had the first appearance, you get a point. So I started stocking up because I got invited to come play on that. So X-Force number 11, first appearance of the actual Domino, was picked up at that show. And then actually another small show I went to was called Uticon. Utica in New York is about 40 minutes away from me where this was held. They had quite a few vendors, probably like 15, a lot of comic books, a lot of artists, toys, stuff like that. I didn't get any footage. I didn't get any footage at the show I went to last Saturday. It's just, I was just kind of focused on getting some books and getting out of there. And I didn't get footage at this show because I have my 3-year-old with me. So it would be impossible to go through long boxes, taping, and watching her go nuts. So I focused on just getting a couple books. Again, one of those went into the spooky season, but I did find some of them are pretty high priced and overpriced books, but I found this one for $10. It's the Fantastic Four, issue number 93 from 1969, of course written by Stan Lee and art by Jack Kirby. and not a key, just a run filler that I needed. I have always liked this cover with like this gladiator, Arena of Death kind of gladiator-esque cover on there. So it's not in the best of shape, but for a late run filler for the Fantastic Four for $10, I couldn't say no. And while I was there, there was an artist. I'll put his website up here, which is currently under construction. But I went to this show about 6 years ago with my wife and my cousins, and this artist was there, and I got some art from him. His name is Christian St. Pierre. He does some work for Topps, independent artist stuff. I love his artwork. I got a Darth Vader from him before. I got a Groot, and this was right up my alley. It's like a creature from the Black Lagoon, Gilman-esque drawing of original art. I love to support artists when I can. And I've always loved artwork where a creature is drawn and then the anatomy or parts of the creature are, you know, kind of described in writing throughout it. And this one just jumped at me. So I was very happy to pick this up from Christian. He's a super nice guy, really cool to talk to, and he's just a fantastic artist. So I need to get this framed and get it behind me on the wall somewhere. I'm running out of space. So those are my two pickups from Uticon. Or actually, I got one more book, but that's for spooky season. So I was very happy to get these. All right, the next 3 books I actually did get through the mail from some fantastic people. I started with Fantastic Four 93. I'm going to go down to the next lowest issue. This is Fantastic Four 32 from 1964. Of course, Stan Lee story and Jack Kirby art cover. And it's just a run filler I needed, but it was at a really good price. I think I got it for $20. There's a little tape on the spine. I don't care. I got this from a seller whose name is Collectibles. He's on Instagram. He's also on Whatnot. It is run by, the store is run by a gentleman named Mark, who is super nice. We actually did a live stream last week, a bunch of us, and we watched his sale on StreamYard, and some people bought books. I didn't get any, but there's another story to that coming up in a later video. But Mark was super cool. Ryan reached out to him, the Colossus Collector, and said, hey, I want to see if we could live stream this for you, you know, and you know, we'll do a giveaway. And he's like, yeah, I'll donate a slab, and we'll give it away to someone who's in your chat. And he was really cool about it. He has some awesome books at very fair prices. His grading is spot on. I also got my Savage Tales #1 from Mark, so he's a gem as far as the books he has, and he's a very fair price. So go check out Mark under Collectibles on Instagram, or catch his shows on Whatnot. Mark, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for helping out the comic community, and thanks for this awesome book. The next one I got my hands on, you know, it's in rough shape. It's a lower issue Fantastic Four. It's detached. The cover's detached, but it's okay. It's a good spot filler in case I want to get, you know, a better copy later on, but I love it. It's Fantastic Four #13. I got this from my buddy James, Robot Monster Island on Whatnot. He's on Instagram, but he doesn't really sell on Instagram. He does Whatnot shows. All keys, no filler shows. This is important to me. It's from 1963, of course, written by Stan Lee and covered by Jack Kirby. The first appearance of Uatu, better known as the Watcher. So this is a big one. This is a big first appearance. The trade dress, so 13, this is the last time this trade dress was used on Fantastic Four. The next issue, Fantastic Four 14, adopts a corner box with the floating heads. So really cool. I like this cover, very Golden Age-esque. Again, I needed, this was a great deal for a low numbered Fantastic Four, and the cover's detached, but display's great. And, you know, like I said, I can always pick up one down the road, but James is a fantastic seller. I highly recommend him, and I'm actually going to be featuring him in my seller series. I'm going to do an interview with him and get him on camera to talk about his sales. So, Fantastic Four 13, thank you, James, so much. Check out Robot Monster Island on Whatnot. The last book's a pretty big one. I've wanted this book for a while. I don't necessarily collect this title, but that's what's fun about being a key collector. You can bounce around and get keys of a first appearance of a character or covers you really love, and this scratches both those boxes. I got this from my buddy Michael in California. In November, I'm going to be doing the Big 5 Live, except it's not going to be other YouTubers, it's going to be collectors, and I've already lined up some amazing ones. Michael has a really great Signature Series collection, and when the Claremont signing came up, he submitted about 15 books. He submitted 2 copies of this book. One came back a 9.0, and this one came back a 6.5, and he was cool enough to sell it to me. This is X-Men 101, Chris Claremont story, Dave Cockrum and Frank Giramonte art, and Dave Cockrum cover. This is one of the top covers in the Bronze Age to me, and it is important because it is first appearance of the Phoenix. There's also Black Tom Cassidy and a Juggernaut appearance, but as far as covers go, it is just that trade dress, the Phoenix rising out of there, Nightcrawler, Storm, and Cyclops in the water, just getting pummeled. I've wanted this book for some time, and I had to save for it because it's not a cheap book. So, Michael, thanks for hooking me up with this. I really appreciate it. Again, there are some more X-Men titles I want to get to. I have read some of the Chris Claremont stuff, but I'm really not going after that run. It doesn't hit me as hard as like the Fantastic Four or Man-Thing did, but there's some great keys that I'd like to own, and this was one of them. So, very cool to add an X-Men 101 signature series signed by Mr. Claremont. I really liked where he signed it because it doesn't take away from the rest of the art. So, very cool pickup. Really happy to add to my collection. Well, that's what I got for this week, folks. I'm actually going to be dropping another video called The Triple Threat, if you will, in another couple days on Friday, as I usually would. I'm going to try to get this out by Wednesday if I can. But I have responses to Ricky from All Sorts of Words, Colossus Collector tagged me in a challenge, and then I want to shout out a comic book YouTuber that's doing a great job. So, again, if you guys wouldn't mind going and subscribing, it means a lot to me. I appreciate all the support already. This is just like... It's unreal to wake up, you know, I post these videos on Friday and Saturday. I come in here with coffee, and it used to be, it's still me reading comics a little, but a lot of it's just replying to comments. I reply to every comment. I'll talk to everyone on here. I've made friends all over Instagram with this and YouTube, so I'm really just thankful. Get ready for the Halloween stuff coming up. Leave me a comment. Tell me which one of these books you thought was the best pickup, and let me know if you're going to come make the Halloween show and see me, you know, draw some blood for some fun. So have a great week, folks. Have a great weekend when it comes up. And until next time, keep reading those comics.